Hello, happy Friday. It is my favorite day of the week because I get to talk to amazing people on Authority Marketing Live. And today is no different because today my guest is somebody who I hit it off with right away. And I know you will too. And it isn't just because he wears a really cool hat every single day. His name is Ben Gioia, and even though it sounds like Joya, it's not written that way. But you'll see how his name is written, and you will not forget. And he will show you how to learn to influence with a heart, and we're going to be talking to him in a moment. But before we do, I want to invite you to the Sparkles and Strategy cocktail party for nonfiction authors. It is a virtual cocktail party and it's taking place on May 17th. And at the end of this, I will tell you how to sign up to be part of that. It's totally free. You come celebrate. We're going to be talking about how to skyrocket your book sales with social media. So stay tuned for that. But here we go. Ben is going to join me right now. So here he is. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Melanie. Such a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite. Happy Friday.
I'm so happy you're here because you have you're so passionate about what you do. And I told you guys his hat. It's awesome. So one day I'll get you to I'll see do you have a head under the hat? Is there head?
I have a head. There's not much hair. So over the years, this all started just out of function. It was either sunburn or I'm really cold. So I just started wearing a hat. And then somebody at an event was like, "Where's your hat?" when I didn't wear it. And I was like, "Oh,
signature."
There we go.
Got it. Awesome. Love it. Okay. So hat aside, let's talk about Influence with a Heart, the name of your company. Yep. How did you decide to name it that? And let's tell people what you do.
Yeah, thanks. So I help folks write, publish, position, profit from their books, and do it in a couple interesting ways. Write a book in as little as 5 weeks and still maintain super high quality. And not only that, but I teach folks how to get clients and strategic partners from having conversations about their book before the book is published, before the book is written. Because for me, why wouldn't you leverage the idea of the book before it happens to make impact, to get clients and get strategic partners?
And I love that because that's such a great point. Because a lot of people, when they work with me, when they work with you, they think like it's just the book. Like it's like tunnel vision. Only finish book. When book finish, I think of other things. And it's more than that. Your book does not exist in a vacuum. You really have to have a plan and a strategy around that.
Yep.
So how do you get people to talk about it before they've even published it?
Yeah, so the easiest thing, and you all can do this right now, is just introduce yourself as the author of the forthcoming book about whatever your topic is. Hey, I'm writing a book about marketing. Oh my God, you're writing a book about marketing? You must know about marketing. Let's have a conversation. Or I know somebody, let me introduce you. It's like, well, I haven't written the book yet. It doesn't matter. You must know something. Let me introduce you.
Yeah, it sets you up above the rest, doesn't it? It really is. It's a standout thing because not everybody can do it.
Right. Yeah. And well, I hear not everybody can do it. And part of me is like, no, that's not true. It is true. But there are many, many more people that can do it than they realize.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. But that is something that you have to want to do. Yep. And I think the people that you and I hang out with, the people who are with us, those are the people who can and will do it.
They definitely can and will. I've noticed a few of them, and I put myself in this category, will procrastinate on that thing because of some misperceptions of what it's actually going to be like, right? And when we start, sorting out those misperceptions and shifting those disempowering beliefs, it's like, oh, I actually can get it done. And then, it kind of just flows from there.
Right. And I think that as in anything to do with business, especially, having support is so much better than trying to go alone and be the lone cowboy, hope for the best. there are people just like you who offer this kind of support. And why would you go the hard way if you don't have to?
Yeah, that's a great question. I still wonder about that. And then I think about things in the United States like manifest destiny that we all learned about in school. And, hard work pays off and, no pain, no gain. It's like all that kind of things. And there's some level of truth to that, right? Like, I mean, everything is nuanced, right? There's nothing that's, binary, black and white, that kind of thing. But there's so much of that thinking, and it's not just about books. I'm gonna make this big now, right? So look out. But so many things in our lives, like we have been we have misunderstood from school, from culture, from religion, from parents, from families. And I am not vilifying or being mad at anybody right now. I'm just saying that's what happened. And the opportunity these days is for complete awake you know awareness and experience for our books, for our businesses, for the kind of life we want to create. And there's so much entropy, and this is just the way that things are done, and we always meet with my family on Christmas and like whatever those things are. Right? And I get it because I struggle with that stuff every day. Like I feel like I'm an advanced thinker, and there's some days I'm just like, screw you all, I can't even deal. Right? I need to go back to bed. Right? So I get it. And after all of this, my invitation is, you know, how can you keep asking book, brand, business, impact you want to make, your relationship, your, whatever the things in your life, how can you keep reminding yourself, hey, I'm not seeing everything that's here because I'm only looking through what I know. How can I be open to what's actually possible? Because that's when all the good stuff starts happening.
Yeah. And that doesn't just apply to your business life. That applies to you as a 360-degree human.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're kind of veering off topic a little bit, but but I'm going to bring us back a little bit here. So when you have that sort of knowledge and overall broadened thinking, how can you then use that to write a book that isn't going to just be a calling card for your business, but also one that maybe could empower you for your mission?
Beautiful question. Thank you very much. So there are some, so we do like the calling card aspect of the book. That's important because
Absolutely.
yeah, it's good for our lives, good for our income, good for our families, good for our mission, right? We monetize the mission from the business array. A couple important things to do: have conversations with people about your book, right? Ask them their, your ideal clients, your ideal partners, because those people are going to really help you tell the stories that you need to tell, whether it's stories about you, stories about clients, that are relevant in the news. So speak to your audience, know your audience, right? Let them give you a lot of feedback. That's part of it.
Mhm.
Number two is think about a time in your life, might still be going on, but all of us have had some version of, mess to success, hard-earned wisdom, from surviving or not really surviving to thriving. So what's that story for you, or what are those stories for you? Because even if you're not specifically teaching that like in your business, right, it's still important in your book. It's important to help your readers understand where you're coming from. Even if they can't relate directly to the experience, they can relate to you as a human being having that experience, being vulnerable and speaking the truth about it, right? So think of that time when you transform something, right? Because that staying with our theme here, Melanie, because when you do that, that's when people start to go, hey, there's that change in thinking,
Mhm.
right? There's that possibility to see this a little bit bigger because you're showing by example that, hey, I was at rock bottom. And the beautiful thing about rock bottom, right, you can only look up. And then I looked up, I saw what was possible. Then I started moving back, in this kind of direction. People started asking me for help. I started helping them. And then, oh my God, I realized I could start doing it as a business and impact more lives and do what I love every day. Blah, 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 blah.
And that story does happen. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a fiery crash
Right.
either. And I think that a lot of people think that sometimes that's what it has to be
Yeah.
in order for it to be meaningful, but it doesn't have to be that. It's like you said, as long as there's a human aspect that people can relate to on a person to person level,
Yeah.
that can really have an impact.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that a lot, because I have some pretty over the top kind of stories that I tell of my own experiences of, like,
Right.
almost dying 4 times in India in like 72 hours, and, hiking through the Himalayas with 9 days with blisters on my feet, right? Like, I have these over the top stories, but to your point, right? It's the relatable human stuff, whatever form it's taking. And, think about your ideal client, think about your ideal reader, who are ostensibly the same person, right? Like, what story will help bridge the gap from what you're offering to what they need? Like, what's a great example to show them a shift in thinking, or a re-empowering belief, or whatever that is? In that case, it can be the dullest thing, maybe, that you're talking about, and yet it's super relevant and impactful to the person who's hearing it or reading it at that point.
Right. And it will resonate with them. And not only that, they'll remember.
They'll
Like
remember.
if you ever had a history class where you had to memorize dates and names, you don't remember anything. But if your teacher or professor told you stories, they stick with you forever.
Amazing. Mr. Salmon, second year of high school,
Yep.
dude would do storytelling for the first like 20, 25 minutes. And these are, pubescent adolescent boys, right? I went to an all boys high school. God
Yeah.
help me. And he kept us attentive,
Yeah. And for me, mine was Mr. Dworkin, 10th grade, Canadian history.
Right on.
One day we got into class. All of a sudden we looked up. He was standing on my desk and doing an oration from a Parisian legislator. And we
Wow.
were like, whoa. You're 16, you're like, whoa, or 15. And that's the point, He got it, Mr. Salmon got it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to do that kind of thing too. So I want to show people how they can, first of all, learn more about you, which is to go to influencewithaheart.com, and that's where we can learn about the kind of programs that you offer and stuff. And then you also have this really cool thing about book reviews. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure, thank you. So the nutshell is that book reviews, testimonials, praise about your book, and not just about your book, but your book, your brand, your business, your restaurant, like whatever the case may be. The testimonials, what we would call social proof, right? Other people saying how cool you are, or how good your stuff is, or how delicious your souffle is, whatever that is, right? When other people say stuff, like, we pay extra attention, right? So we want to get great testimonials, great praise for a book. So we reach out to people who are like, hey, can we write the testimonial? And either they don't do it, not because they don't care, but they don't do it because they're busy, or they write something that's really like lackluster and doesn't really help you.
It
Right?
was great.
What an epic 12-month mastermind.
Great.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Why do I want to invest $25,000 in this? Oh, because it was great.
It was great.
Right. Thanks.
I digress. Go on.
That's okay. Thank you. And I appreciate the digression. It's really important. So in answer to that, you write the testimonial for them. And what I'm giving you this at bookreviews.cc are the templates for these testimonials. There's 51 templates there. If you remember Mad Libs from back in the day, or any kind of fill in the blank stuff, right? That's how you write these testimonials. So you write up the testimonial, you send it to the person, and you say to them, or write to them, hey, I would love a testimonial about my book, or whatever the thing is. I know you're super busy. I really value your opinion. So I wrote this testimonial about me for you. Could you either bless it, rewrite it, or write your own? And 9 times out of 10, people will bless it and say, thank you so much for doing this for me, so I can help you, right? And then they send it back to you. And super duper important, keep putting those testimonials, even if they're in your book and stuff and on your website, keep putting them as LinkedIn recommendations. That's really, really helpful, because there's so many people don't really have many LinkedIn recommendations. I have like 56 now. People are like, how the hell do you do that? And oh my God, you must know stuff. And it's like, well, I pre-write testimonials for people and I send them. I'm like, can you just approve this? And they're like, yeah, done.
And that is the most valuable thing, because just like you said, that street cred, that credibility, that's going to get more people to buy your books, more people to join your programs, people to find you on LinkedIn and go, hey, do you want to come headline my summit because you're an expert?
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I just literally came from a summit to come do this from Eat, Play, Love, which is originating out of South Africa right now. And a lot of that came from this same kind of activity.
Right. And that's the beauty of it. You write the book and then the marketing builds upon itself so that you are constantly growing your authority.
Exactly.
And you get it, I get it, and I hope that everybody watching gets it too.
Right.
So, how can people work with you and how can they reach you? Is it going here?
So thank you. Influencewiththeheart.com/chat.
Ah,
CHAT. Influencewiththeheart.com/chat. Uh, just that's for a 20-minute hello, coffee, discovery, whatever you want to call it, kind of call. So come, let me know what's up with your book. Happy to support you. I'm not going to do a sales call in 20. That's not the intention here. The most important thing for you to do, if you have a message, if you have something to share, if you have a story to tell, is to bring your book into the world. If I can help you directly with writing and publishing, awesome. If I can point you in a direction that helps you get it done, that's not me, awesome. Either way, your message gets into the world, and that's what we need.
I could not agree more. Ben, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Melanie. It's an absolute pleasure, and it's been a joy developing this relationship with you. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, guys, go ahead and go to his website, Influence with a Heart. Pardon me. And I want to remind you about our May 17th virtual cocktail party, Sparkles and Strategy Cocktail Party for nonfiction authors. And you can sign up by going to vipdigital.live/party. Totally free. Come. We're going to be celebrating you. We're going to be collaborating, networking, and talking about how social media can skyrocket your sales for your book and so much more. So thank you. Thank you to Ben Gioia. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.